This is NDTV. And you're watching NDTV Prime.
This is an industry that attracts many, from making tiny sugary treats to mouth-watering dishes from across the globe. A career in the culinary world requires an immense passion for food. And if you are someone who's hoping to make it big in this world, then stay tuned. First up, we're in conversation with one of the top Italian chefs in the city. We are with Chef Diego Martinelli here at the Cirque in the Lira Palace, New Delhi. Thank you so much, Chef, for talking to us.
Thank you for being here.
So you are busy making the new menu for the restaurant.
Correct.
And in fact, until yesterday, I wasn't aware of that a chef's job is much more than just cooking dishes. If you could just tell us what are the different roles that a chef plays in a restaurant?
Well, it is down to cooking, of course. And in this case, we have 140 seater capacity. And there's a lot to do on daily basis, running day-to-day operation. We have a team of 16 chefs, okay? And it's pretty structured, it's like a pyramid.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my second in commands and I have my helpers, and it's divided into sections. So into planning a menu, it has to be balanced, there has to be balance in it. You just don't jot down dishes and cook them and that's it, right? You see what's the best in season, you see what product you have, what you can use, and how to literally highlight it at its best. Once you establish these dishes that you want to do, you have to prepare them for your staff, train them how to do, and there's a storage process also in between too. It's quite long and boring, and if I go and explain it to you, but in a nutshell, you have to replicate this one dish you do, time, how many customers you have per day, and always make sure you have that available into a foreign country with foreign to me people, and try to make the best of it every day.
Okay, so Chef, 16 years of experience. You yourself went to a culinary school in Italy. How important do you think it is for every aspiring chef to go to a culinary school for learning?
Okay, first of all, I think that everything you potentially do is about passion. If I wouldn't like what I do, I wouldn't do it. It would be a waste of time, I think. So I would end up doing something that I like, whatever that is.
Mm-hmm.
But school helps you in a way to mold you a bit. When you at such a tender age, it molds you, it shapes you a bit. It gives you, in my case, it gave me a lot of discipline, and it was quite hard. It was very somehow army-driven way, but it's not everything. Mm-hmm. I did 3 years, I finished. And school is a soft approach to the work world. It's like a very nice way of pushing you out there, like very gentle, preparing you for you when you're out there.
In the world.
In the work world, yes. Because the moment you step in the work world is, wow, what is this? It's totally different from what you have learned in school. But it's a good jumping point. It helps, especially nowadays that if you want to undergo this profession, mm-hmm. in most of the countries, a diploma or some kind of certificate is required for you to pursue this profession full time. Either in hotel or mm-hmm. in corporation. That is almost necessary. Mm-hmm. But it helped a lot. It helped a lot.
How can one take their love for cooking to a more professional level?
I'll ask him if he's sure first. I'll ask him if he's sure and to really think about it. You really have to like it, but nowadays is a big trend, right? To be a chef with all this TV program and with all this thing going on. But I wouldn't know what else to do in my life, honestly. So at the end of the day, we getting old at this, and you're spending time in this process, right? So if you're not happy doing this, if you're not happy not performing, you're just aging while being unhappy at this. And what's the point in this? So you always have to be fun. So we have fun when it's time to have fun. We push when it's time to push. we work hard when it's time to work hard. But
What is that one advice that you would give to all those who are aspiring to be chefs and have a passion for food? What advice would you give to them?
nobody's born one, you know. You always get there, and slowly, 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 you build up all this amount of tasks that you have to do. The higher you go, the more things you have to do and look after, and the more people you have to look after. But I'm not gonna say it's easy. I'm not gonna say it's difficult, but it's a hobby. Okay, it is a hobby, and it happens to pay. So
So yeah, go for it.
yeah,
What are some of the most challenging bits about being a chef in a big restaurant, managing 1,000 things every day?
something that you cope on daily basis, and you try to make it right. You have this stressful moment, you have the up and down, but you pay for this. You know, you're in a ride for this, so you take it, you swallow it, and you move on. I mean, it's part of the duty.
Well, that was Chef Tiago. Moving on, culinary arts is a field that requires professionals to constantly upgrade their skills. And if you're someone who's an aspiring chef, a culinary school might just be the right place for you. Well, we went to one, and here's what that looks like.
If you're someone whose senses get evoked every time you enter the kitchen, then this might be a sign. The splutter of spices in oil, rising cakes, or the aroma of freshly baked bread or melted butter floating in the kitchen. If you have these strong impulses, then food is much more than a basic necessity for you.
Oil in it on a medium flame.
Culinary arts is much more than just cooking. The field requires a detailed understanding of the technical intricacies of food. And to sharpen your skills for improved confidence and performance, and to be able to stand out in the crowd, you need the right education for it.
Alright, so first of all, it's extremely important that people understand that this is a serious profession. You know, we've said this a number of times, that a foundation must be laid in order to reap benefits later on. And therefore, formal education, knowing the science and the art of why certain things happen in this profession or this career is important.
Many would say that there is no formal education required to become a culinary chef, and that these skills are acquired over a period of time, and a constant practice would serve the purpose. But with increased competition, businesses are all seeking trained chefs and in turn graduates of culinary arts. However, there is no denying the fact that cooking can be learned without any formal education. A culinary school is the go-to place to refine your skills, learn and grow under experienced chefs from the industry.
The feeling that chef profession is meant for those who are either bad in studies or not good for other things is outdated. Times have changed. Over the years, I have learned to believe that working as a chef in a kitchen, knowledge of cooking is a very minor part of the skill development which you gain through. A chef has to be right every first time and every time. So he develops a skill of perfection. Because he cannot allow slightest variation in the quality of the product he is going to serve.
Today we bring to you a culinary school in New Delhi, where a mix of theory and practical sessions is finely crafted to curate top quality chefs. 23-year-old Malika is here to take her mere childhood love for baking to a more professional level.
I was 13 when I baked my first cake, and I fell in love with it, and it was just amazing how you can mix a bowl of ingredients and you can, put up a nice beautiful cake, and that's what astonished me the most.
While many may take up this profession for their love for food and cooking in general, there's a whole bunch of others who are not scared to make a career switch to simply pursue their passion.
There's not a day that's not gone past where I've not come across someone who's from a very different profession, where I never would have thought that would enter this profession. It's encouraging, it's really exciting nowadays.
24-year-old Amrita has got one such story, a bachelor's degree in business administration, and she just did not feel right about her job. And that is what she says made her take a big leap of faith.
I love cooking. I love when people praise, oh wow, is this so nice. I think I'm not a bookie person who could do a 9-to-5 job. So I thought this is the best option and this is the best field I would love to work in.
That, however, did not come easy.
Especially my mother, it was very difficult to convince her. She wanted me to do MBA, but I actually convinced her somehow that this is what I'm meant for. So it worked out.
The job comes with its share of challenges and hard work, but a culinary school might just be of great help. Not only that, culinary education opens up a variety of possible careers, from running the kitchen in a top restaurant to the very desirable option of owning your own business.
Unlike times in the past, now doors have opened in all aspects of all spheres of life, because now people can no longer just think just at cooking. People can consider options of becoming a food writer, a food photographer, a food designer is there nowadays as well. So those options have become much more popular than they used to be, and people are taking them up very seriously. Although I'd say a large percentage of our student body opts for the entrepreneurial route.
So if it is your love for cooking or creating artistic desserts, a career in the culinary industry requires ample amount of training and constant hands-on experience to get you geared up for the world outside.
Next up, 5 skill sets by Chef Diego that you must work on to make it big in the culinary world.
Hi, I'm Chef Diego Martinelli. We are here in Le Cirque at the Lila Palace. And I've just been asked to tell you what are the 5 do's and don'ts in a kitchen environment. Do not lose patience. It can get very low at times, it can be hard and there's a lot of pressure, but just don't lose patience. Number 2 for me would be try always to give 100% in what you do. Try always to do the very best in every day, in any time, in any given moment. Try always to make it better. Always be nice with your co-worker. At the end of the day, is who you spend most of your working professional day with. So they become part of the family. Number 4 for me would be respect the product, respect the ingredients, respect the produce that you're using. There's so much work behind that. It's not just a simple carrot, there's a lot of work behind it. Number 5 would be professional at it. Be well groomed, respect the situation where you're in. Be serious about it.
It's time to slip into a short break. On the other side, we've got more on a different aspect of culinary arts. If you are someone who has passion for baking, stay tuned.